Superb Loom, starting with the disc in the middle of the field, going to Avery Jones on the far side.
Back to Willis.
To Diaz, to Pajunas. Avery streaking deep. Diaz gets it on an up line. Maldonado just outside the end zone. Back to Diaz.
Relying on their vert stack, on their downfield cutter offense.
Diaz, big reception there.
Wow, Willis
Stall
really
count rising. And Diaz with the heads up play. That's 6, Claudia Tajima. And it is a big huck that goes up to Hilton, streaking deep, towing the line in. Really great field awareness.
maintain possession.
Bouillot with the disc. Steinfeld coming back for it, but
Undercut.
that is a great D.
Back to see from Zajan, just a huge player in this space.
Yeah, Zajan is one of the league stat leaders in all categories, and you can see why. That is a big throw to number 5, Kimber Coles.
In this offensive look.
Tajima to Eisenbray, keeping it inbounds, who throws the score.
Salvation for the isolated cut. Diaz to follow. Another attempt at the play we saw last point.
Walter to Diaz. To Diaz, using that open side.
Looks like Jessica Wan was able to cut for Diaz. And Salvation for her first goal of the game.
Pajunas to Jones with a backhand to space for Diaz. Steinfeld. Oh. Finding Diaz in the middle.
Oh, and Deanna Abrams able to maintain possession on that huck from Diaz.
That defensive play by Shannon Dennehy was so on point.
Needing to score or if a turn occurs. We got Sherwood with the disc.
Over the top to Zajan. To Steinfeld. To Coles, streaking deep. Defender running down into space, but Coles has that on lock. Through the middle. Quick give and go. Big throw. And it is caught by number 11, Avery Jones. San Diego is throwing another zone look. Moving the disc quickly is the Oregon Onyx O-line, moving those handlers.
I wonder if we'll see an upside down. There it is. I was expecting it from Tajima, but we do have Eisenbray with that upside down look.
And all alone in the end zone, forgotten about.
From Wilson, they are a capable thrower. There's an upside down throw.
Back to, and then a sad turnover to Wataoka as that stall count rose. Maldonado wastes no time putting it up. A big grab, and that is a hold for Salvation in that Oregon point. That was a long point. Superb Loom maintains their 3-point lead and takes a good 3 minutes off of the clock in that point.
Yeah.
Really, really great play from both sides. To Helton. Looking to Ellis, who toes it in. Through the middle, trying to break that zone. Out to the side to Eisenbray again. A big flick from Eisenbray to a streaking Kimber Coles. 2 defenders, but that disc belongs to Kimber Coles.
And it was Eisenbray that put that up, just trusting Kimber Coles to get the goal.
Looking for Salvation. Salvation going deep, and Julius.
Oh my
Sherwood
goodness!
gets it deep, but Salvation manages to reel it in. Salvation showing her stripes with never giving up on that disc. She is worthy of being celebrated for her teammates like that. The crowd is coming alive. That is exactly the kind of play we want to see from Salvation. There's a call.
Oh! As they go in for those undercuts. Oh, a big crossfield look for Onyx, and we see a player streaking deep but not looked off from the thrower.
Tajima back with the disc, and again putting a big throw. Pajunas trying to D. Finds an outlet with Tajima. Hammer, and a little bit too fast there for the reception. Back to Pajunas.
Looks like Bloom is now in their end zone set.
Maldonado. Looking it to Helton on the sideline. Back to the center to Jones with a quick backhand release to Maldonado.
Or score another break.
Yeah, Ellis picking up to Iwamoto. Back to Ellis, to Helton, to Ellis.
Wow.
Big throw from Teresa Feng to a streaking Kayla Helton all the way down. Big layout, and that is why Kayla Helton is a world game player, making big plays. Pajunas back to Helton on the end zone line, calm, looking for Ellis, back to Helton with the score.
An amazing point for Helton. Running down that disc like a full field sprint, and then able to snag that score from an assist by Ellis. Just a beautiful play, and that throw again from Feng.
Over to Steinfeld. Big forehand up into space. Many players in the area.
Oh my goodness. Just a little bit of
And
bouncing between the different players there, and it looks like number 14, Roberts,
Kristen
able to save
it up, trying to get it moving. A blade goes up to the far side. Iwamoto in pursuit, but JC Jones cannot make the catch. Iwamoto picking up, immediately starting that offense back to Diaz, to Jones, those UC San Diego teammates moving the disc. There to Abrams, who lays out to save possession. And again, Iwamoto getting that late stall count reset. Willis to Diaz. Diaz is a hard person to guard in that end zone. Letting that defense settle in, finds a reset around. Tajima with the disc, looking to Eisenbray with pressure. Held on to it, they just couldn't make those connections. Finding Helton, uncorking a disc. It is Salvation. Not moving very far, this zone is really working. Runzo keeps possession alive. Finally up the sideline to Roberts. Back to Beaulieu. Out on the far side, JC Jones leaving. And it looks like didn't make that catch, so close. Who immediately zips it to Pajunas. Pajunas, a big backhand to the far side, and it is well read
by Rutland, who dishes it back to Iwamoto.
Helton back to Ellis. Diaz again. So flirty with the front of that end zone line. 6 scores tonight for Alex Diaz. Two of the Oregon Fugue teammates to Steinfeld, catching from the hands of the D.
Yeah, that was a good defensive poach from Helton right there. But Oregon Onyx
the other side to Sherwood, back to Steinfeld.
Onyx poaching a little bit off of the. Oh, and it looks like a heads-up D for Wilson. They're able to come down with that.
To Bishop. Diaz on the line again, but otherwise a very different line for San Diego Superb Loom. Backhand lasers to the far side. And Sherwood!
As quickly as possible, letting Bloom know that they are there to put the pressure on. Messner with the disc, shooting it, and Jessica Wan with the score.
Ali Steinfeld making that first cut.
Oh my God, and that's a body block from Nahab. A great block on such a huge thrower for Onyx, and we see Super Bloom again going into their end zone set. A huge throw to the back of the end zone from Ellis to Zoe Tesler for a score.
Switched by the Oregon Onyx players, finding Jones in the middle, laying out for possession. Alex Diaz, a Blady flick looking like it's going to Jones, but that is a big defensive play by Dennehy. Up and over the top to Julia Sherwood, under pressure, and a big throw to two receivers. It looks like Egan catches it calmly, looking on the end zone line, but a immediate D and reception. San Diego Superb Loom is again off to the races. Jessica Wan with the reception. Iwamoto out to the other side. Back to Wan. Back to Iwamoto. Sneaky break. Iwamoto continuing around to Jones. Tight defense, but an unguarded Diaz.
Vert stack look. Ali Steinfeld coming out of the middle of that stack. Putting it up. Looks like we might have, oh, Kimber Coles in the end zone. Just able to trust her in a stack of players.
Jones through.
I will say for this
to
game,
Maldonado.
The wind has definitely died down, and so we're seeing these zone looks from both teams. Looking
Found
for
an
Sherwood.
Outlet with Sherwood. A big hammer going up to Zajan. Runzo on the far side to Tetlow. Looking for Kimber Coles, deep, received, but not in the end zone yet. Moving, Walter has the frisbee. Flying. It is going to be a big layout.
Huge layout from Blair Messner, and across the field looking for Deanna Abrams for the final score of the game. And Super Bloom secures their position, and they are in the finals of this championship weekend.